Breaking news, it went from bad to worse, now worse to even worse for Ryan Garcia, if that's even a word. According to my inside sources, and when I say that, this is 100% factual. Devin Haney has officially filed a lawsuit against Ryan Garcia for cheating him by taking PEDs. You're hearing it here first. You guys getting the news right at the moment Ryan Garcia is receiving it. Now, I can't wait to see if Ryan is going to be trolling in court the way he does on social media by claiming Devin and Bill Haney were the ones that set him up through Victor Conti. Let's see Ryan Garcia stand on business in court, or if he's going to fold like he already did with the New York State Athletic Commission when he pleaded guilty to cheating by taking PEDs. Ryan didn't just plead guilty to cheating, he also agreed to pay over $1 million in damages. Ryan agreed to pay a fine to everyone involved, the commission, Golden Boy, etc., etc., etc. So we shall see what Ryan does in court. You know, when you lie in court, that only gives the opposition the opportunity to capitalize on your stupidity. Ryan didn't just throw himself under the bus, he also threw everyone involved under the bus. There's a reason why Ryan pleaded guilty to the New York State Athletic Commission for cheating, because he couldn't point fingers toward nobody but himself. That's why he pleaded guilty. Ryan first lied about not taking supplements. Then he lied about the supplements he took. Then he lied about where all strain came from. He lied on multiple companies by blaming them, and they came out debunking everything Ryan said. Then Ryan blamed Scooter. Then Scooter came out stating that he didn't give Ryan any all strain, nor did Ryan hire Scooter when he was taking them illegal IVs. Then Ryan fired his lawyer. That's how bad it got for Ryan, to the point where he had to fire his lawyer. You got to feel bad for Ryan's lawyer. He didn't have that much to work with, especially when you have a client that continues to lie to the public. Now, all of the lies Ryan told are coming back to bite him in the ass, as everything he said will be used against him in court. All the lies he told will be used against him in court. And this is why this is going to be an open and shut case. Ryan has no leg to stand on but to plead guilty yet again, just like he already did to the New York State Athletic Commission. You see, the fact that Ryan failed both the A and B sample for all strain, where he tested positive for 60 times over the maximum limit, a limit that is not possible to reach only through injection, through IV. And that's exactly what Ryan got caught doing on camera. That within itself is already an open and shut case. So when you factor in that Ryan pleaded guilty for cheating, on top of that, to the New York State Athletic Commission, that makes it even worse for Ryan. Due to that, Ryan only has two options. The first option is settle out of court with Devin Haney. That will be his best option. Or go through the court process and be found guilty, which that's the last thing you want to do. At that point, Ryan has to pay Devin Haney for all of the damages he caused. That will be physical, mental, career-wise, reputation-wise, everything-wise. So that number can go up to $100 million. Additionally, I read the file for the lawsuit, and it gives Devin Haney the option to subpoena Ryan and everyone involved. So a lot of people are going down. This is going to expose the industry big time. With the opinions out of the door and the facts laid out on the table, go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. This is going to teach all the cheaters all around the world a big lesson, and that's you can't cut corners to success, especially not on the back of others, putting people's health in jeopardy. 3 things that could never be hitting are the sun, the moon, and the truth. They will always come out. Ryan lied all day and planned to lie again all night, but the truth is already out. Subscribe below and to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So here's the way it works, and I'm sure Chris also understands because Chris partially explained this to me as well. Here's how it works when you're microdosing. So you bigger dose off season, which is not when there's no fights and nobody's getting tested, because boxing is the Wild West and doesn't test in between fights. And then you're microdosing during camp. And when you're microdosing, it is trapped in the fat and therefore not going into your bloodstream, so therefore it's harder to catch you. When a fighter struggles to make weight, sometimes they're losing all that fat and you get a little bit of tricklage coming out of the fat, and the drugs will come out in small spurts. That's why they're always caught in small doses. And people, the moronic part of the population will say, oh, that's not enough to help him. No, that's just the part that finally leaked.
It's the leftovers, essentially.
Yes, and because they struggle in weight, which is also a typical thing when you start to think about it, why guys keep moving up in weight. So there's less struggles when they're doping to make weight, and therefore they keep moving up in weight and keep showing no signs of weakening and no signs of aging and no signs of, we don't have to name names. The boxing's right with it, you know? But nonetheless, now when I started to learn this part, because every single time a guy fails, I'm always asking questions and I'm always learning a little bit more. And this time, when it came to this microdosing situation, it's a big way to beat even the random drug tests, because it's not going to show up unless you're really draining yourself. So therefore, it makes sense why guys keep moving up in weight. So Ryan was struggling to make the weight, and he failed right at the end. But he passed in the middle of camp. This kind of explanation is an explanation worth looking into when it comes to his failed B test, B sample. As for the lawyers, they're going to play lawyer and they're going to manipulate it as much as possible and mention that he passed those tests in the middle of camp. Well, I just explained to you in the method that microdosing work why he would have passed the tests in the middle of camp but failed at the very end. Because at the very end was when he was drained. Remember, he struggled to make weight. He was drained, and therefore the substances start coming out, which also explains why he's now talking about fighting at welterweight, junior middleweight, super middleweight against Benavidez. You also get a little bit of sense of why he would do that as well if this is the case. So once you know how the science of it works, you start to really put things together. You can reach your own conclusions. If you want to be a groupie, you can and reach no conclusions. But I'm the person who's going to keep thinking about and keep thinking about not just fighters now, like Ryan, but also fighters in the past, fighters that have failed, fighters that have not failed, and so on and so forth. Really puts a light bulb over the situation.
That and
ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney. This was Ryan Garcia, the conditioning coach.
No, not
right here.
the conditioning coach. No, I had nothing to do with that. I just came in for 11 hours. Right, for the weight cut. I touched nothing of his supplements, nothing. Did I rehydrate him? I can tell you what I rehydrated with him. Yeah, all VADA tested, all good. NutriBioCarb, it's all, you know what I mean? I used the same stuff with Hutchinson, Danny Jacobs, Canelo. So that, in my hand, don't have nothing to do with it.
So basically, if Ryan Garcia was to test positive, anything, you had nothing to do with that because you don't know what he took before the camp.
No, I came in to drop his weight. That's all. Right. They asked me to do something, I did it. I was there.
The half-life is everything. That's what I really have been professing. Like if the amount was so low, because it only lasts in your body a day, if you take it at the beginning, let's say 48 hours before, at the end of 36 hours, the half-life is going to be the amount that's in the system is going to be so low that it'll show up as a little amount. He could have been taking
Talk louder.
He could have been.
I'm old.
He could have been taking it for 3 weeks. It's not about how long you're taking it. It's about when you end it.
Nobody's doubting. I'm not doubting anything, Case. What I'm just saying is the 11 hours I was with him, my job was to get him cut weight. Just like I worked with Saddam when he beat Cotto.
Right. So can I ask you one question?
You know what I'm saying? I had to make weight with him, but he trained with me also against Cotto.
Right. So I have one question to ask, and
talk louder.
Like I said, I have one question to ask. Like I said, I come home, I come gracefully, but I said it's just a question that I'm curious with. So
how come I don't hear him?
No, you've been.
I got it up, dude. I told you I'm not savvy.
No. So
I hear you said I have one question.
Yeah. So when you're a coach, okay, you're a coach, I'm a coach. When anybody's in camp, I say, listen, are you taking anything? Are you doing anything that I should know about? That's the first thing I ask.
Absolutely right. I wasn't in camp with him.
Right, but did you ask him, all right, you're trimming down now. Are you on anything that's bringing you down that I should know about so I could plan properly ahead?
I asked him nothing of the sort. They told me come in and just make weight. It's not for me to question him right now. That's all my job was right now. That should have been during camp. You feel me?
Right.
Everybody should have known, was on the same page.
Right. So
exactly.
let me
Like if I was Casey, like if you were coaching somebody,
right,
you're gonna know exactly what they're taking, and I know you would.
Right, but
just like I do.
I would want to ask to clarify so I know specifically what they're taking. So my thing is like, I would ask, you're trying to cut down. Are you thinking, or are you currently taking anything that that I should know about that is going to bring you down to a certain weight? So this way I could kind of facilitate a proper plan in place, just in general, just as a general question, General
question, as a weight cutting guy coming in on this situation, no, it was 11th hour. Do I understand what you're saying? Without a doubt. But again, the Ostarine, after reading, you're not cutting weight. He was at 158 to 160 the whole camp. Okay.
Right.
And I got him, you know what I'm saying? I got him at 156. So there's not much leeway in there. You feel what I'm saying? But you're absolutely right. If I was his strength and conditioning coach, everything is written out, and I check against VADA has a whole supplement list. It's a 1, 2, 3, or 4, or a 5. If it's number 1, means it's good. If it's number 2, it's If it's 5, get away from it. Feel me?
Right, but I'm just saying when you came in, if you're in there and they're talking about cutting weight, you can say, okay, what have you done so far to get you to this point where you need me right now?
From what they told me, this is where he's been, 156, Scooter. I said, no problem. And then I did my weight cut. That's it, simple. You know what I'm saying? It's like I didn't have, like Derek didn't even, say anything here. You know what I mean? We both looked at each other at 143, and that was it. That's what he wanted to do. If he would have taken something, he would have. I don't know. Like I said, the Ostarine you don't take to lose weight. The one that you said before, the clenbuterol, yes. Ephedrine, yes. You know what I'm saying? All these other drugs, yes.